Hey guys, what's going on? So I just wanted to update you guys on my Molly population and what's going on with the Mollies and what I have been talking about in my lives recently is the update and the change with my Molly population, especially my live bearing population with my mollies and what they've been doing to my fish, as well as what I want to do and what they've been what how I've been working with them and dealing with their aggression. Specifically, the wild ones that I have. The wild ones are called generally a Liberty Molly, whereas the tank bred ones, which you will see in the picture I'm about to show you, the tank bred ones are, I believe, a gold dust lyre-tail molly, um, which is a mixture of a black and gold fish with gold coloring on it. Specifically with these fish, they are generally females are prettier than the males, from what I've seen. In uh, this sort of fish coloration with the gold, I don't believe my male has any gold on him, but I know the female does, from what I remember. So that's the coloration difference. Now, I I originally wanted to watch fish give birth, which I did. I watched a guppy give birth, and I believe I watched a molly give birth, and I've always wanted to raise wild fish. And I've started breeding the um, green sailfin molly. Now, with the green sailfin molly, I have tried breeding it. I've tried raising it, and I've tried doing multiple other things with them. So I've basically got three fish that were saltwater, did not adapt correctly to my aquarium. The pet store or the supplier that I got them from, which was Florida Pets, told me that Florida Pets on Amazon told me that they came from a saltwater environment, hence freshwater mollies. So this guy went to a saltwater area, caught saltwater mollies essentially, and sent them to me so I could put them in my freshwater tank. Well, they crashed, um, basically from a bacterial infection, and I'm like, hey, I got mollies from you guys, and they died. So the guy said like, oh, I sent you saltwater mollies. So I'm like, pissed down trying to figure out what to do here because this guy sent me fish and they died. So he refunded me. I had to pay $25 more for another pair, or $30 plus tax ish for another pair of mollies. He sent me extra. Well, he actually. So it was $20 for the six fish, two males and two females. They survived a month. Did not breed. Did not have babies or anything. Weren't aggressive at all because they were young. Got fungus. Died within a month. Now I'm like, okay, what do I do now? So I tried to message the guy again. He's like, no, I can't send you free fish. And I'm like, okay, great. I just spent $50 on these fish, and I was trying to, talk to him. Like, literally, I just spent $50 with you. You gave me sick fish, and then you gave me other sick fish. These fish aren't surviving. They're getting this fungus that you're not telling me about, and you're not telling me how to cure it. So he doesn't know. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. And I'm like, you know what, no, I'm not buying another fish from this guy. And So I decide not to buy, a big male that's an adult male that's pretty, has the color already. So I decide I'm trying to figure out, what this Molly is and what's causing it. So I decide, okay, I'm going to wait a little bit, and buy fish from the pet store. So I'm like, okay, I buy fish from the pet store. Molly's great, they're breeding. Then I get other mollies. So I started bringing black mollies, and then I started breeding gold dust mollies and getting into the molly Dalmatian mollies and stuff like that. And they lived for a little bit. I ended up giving some of the offspring to a friend, and then the pair died. So I was looking for another fish to get, which is also molly, and they got what I get let's just get to make this a little shorter. I got some more mollies after that. Same thing happened. Then I got then I'm like, okay, let me see what happens, with these mollies. I believe I got one sailfin that was wild. So the coloration of this molly was great, and I decided to breed it with a 24K molly, which is a gold molly. So I had the sailfin gene, and I wanted to breed it with a gold molly. That fish died, did not breed at all. So that fish died. Great. And the gold one died from something I forget. And then I got a sailfin molly that was, so I got these guys as well. So I had black mollies for a little bit. And then I started bringing guppies mainly. Then I started bringing mollies again. When I started bringing mollies again, I got these, which you see in my video now, which is the lyre tail gold dust mollies, I believe. So I got them, and they're breeding. I had a couple broods, which were good. Not all of them survived, which probably was due to aggression. I had no idea. I tried raising them in a net breeder, forgot to feed some of them. Most of them didn't survive due to immune complications, I guess. Not every live bear does survive once they come out of the mother, due to genetics and everything like that. So I have these two lyre-tail mollies, and I'm like, okay, I have, these two mollies, they're breeding, they're having babies, and, I decided to get these Liberty mollies, and I got them, and I'm like, okay, cool, and I also got some black belly lemur, which I never cared for before, which you can see also on my YouTube channel. So I tried looking into breeding them and everything like that, and they're trying to breed with my fish, and the male's trying to. So I get them, and the female is stressed, the male is stressed. So I'm like, oh great, right? The female is stressed, she's hyperventilating, and the male is stressed. And I'm like, okay, how are they sent? And I figured they were gonna get sent in bags, right? So instead of the online store, which has a 100% guarantee rate, which is they survive, great. So the fish survived and got to my house, and they survived, so they got here safely. And so they sent me this, I believe, 5-inch, 6-inch giant female. Like, this thing is nice and chubby and fat. And she was bouncing off the walls, apparently. I had a friend come in, so she was going crazy in the bag. And they were fine and a little skittish at first throughout the week. So, and this is like 4 or 5 weeks ago now. So they were skittish at first, then they started to relax. And I did not expect these mollies to be 10 times as aggressive as the other mollies that are in my aquarium now. I thought they were going to be the same. They were not. These mollies killed a catfish on me. They killed a guppy on me. And they killed another male molly on me. And I'm thinking, okay, great. You know, these mollies are killing everything in my aquarium, right? And I'm trying to figure out, okay, male molly, what's wrong with it? You know, I can't figure out, you know, I'm like male molly aggression, trying to figure out what is wrong with this fish, right? So I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't figure it out. I'm like, I did nothing. There's no way that any of my fish in this tank, besides, you know, the mollies, which are semi-aggressive, are like, it's like a cookie cutter shark mark. And these, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what fish in my tank is doing this, right? And slowly start to see my female and male going after other fish, catfish, any per se guppy or anything like that, right? So I slowly see that, and before that, I'm getting these cookie cutter shark marks on my fish, on my new fish, and I'm like, okay, great, these fish have a fungus, they're dying. And I'm like, what the heck is this? This is not a fungus, it's not a bacteria. There's, the fish have literally marks on them, like fish with teeth like took a chunk at them. So I'm like, what the heck? What fish can do this? And then so those fish die, and I'm like, okay, great, you know, these fish are dying, now what? Then my other guppy that I got gets the same mark, dies. And then my fish get ick. So I'm like, okay, great, I have this going on, I have this going on. I have no way of getting treatment, so I end up going out with a friend to get treatment. And I put that in there. Treatment kills the, well, first treatment I tried does not kill the fish. The fish dies within a day. I mean, does not kill the parasite or whatever. The fish dies within a day. And then I try it again. Fish dies within a day. So I'm like, okay, great. This is not working. So then, after 3 fish die with the same markings on them, the mollies, my new mollies, are getting ick. So I'm like, okay, great. What the heck is wrong with my aquarium? And these are the fish. These are the Liberty Mollies that I, per se, got recently. And these are, so this is the male Liberty Molly. This fish right here that my mouse is on. And this is the male large-tail molly that I have. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They're not leaving any marks on, so they're not leaving any marks on my fish. Like, they're leaving, having these marks pop up on all my live bears, including my Cory catfish, which makes no sense whatsoever. But I did see the female go after the catfish, so I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Then I get the same thing happen to one of my other fish. Don't really see it, but it's like kind of a tinier mark on this guppy right here. So this is a platinum male guppy, and I see a mark on him, or I see his scale ripped up, and I'm like, okay, great, what's going on here? This fish dies within a day or two. So I'm like, okay, it was helping and dies. So I'm like, okay, great, what's going on here? So, these fish were so I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I pinpoint what the heck is going on with my fish. So I'm like, okay, it has to be the mollies. There's no other way. It has to be something with the mollies. And I keep seeing these marks on my fish, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. So I put in a decoration, stops for a while, right? Then, I put in a sailfin molly. So I try again. I'm like, okay, it has to be a molly. So I'm like, okay, I know somewhat what it is, but do I want to figure out what the heck is going on with my fish? So do I want to figure out what the heck is going on with my fish and why they're dying? So I'm like, okay, I'm being smart. Let me get a male sailfin molly and a gourami. So I get a honey gourami, and my other male. So this male chases the molly to death. This guy doesn't care. This guy chases the other molly to death within a couple days, and this fish is dead within a couple days. Doesn't leave any marks on it, so I'm like, okay, somewhat know what's going on now, right? So I am trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm doing more research and more research. Find out that mollies leave marks on fish that are the same marks that I'm seeing on my fish. So I know it's the mollies now, and I'm like, okay, great, well, now I gotta figure out why, they're like this. And where I got them from, I'm emailing them, and I'm like, okay, these fish are attacking my fish, I need some sort of refund or a, fish sent to me, right? So I'm like, okay. They're like, okay, you can pay for a female, balloon molly. So I'm like, okay, great. Then I'm like, what if it happens to another molly? These fish are very female protective. So basically, the male split off. So the lyre-tail mollies are breeding with the lyre-tail mollies right now, and the Liberty mollies are breeding with the Liberty mollies. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and I find out that in smaller groups, these mollies can leave marks on the on fish, and so can these. So these mollies leave small round circles of marks on your fish. They are very territorial. They are capable of killing fish. So they are capable of killing other mollies in the right conditions. So in my conditions, I have one male and one male and one female and one female. Ideally, because these are wild fish, people that own the same fish have, it basically says, because these mollies are more aggressive with their females than these mollies are, it literally says 4 females per 1 male. So I'm like, okay, great, now I gotta find out how to get 4 females and find out what's going on, if this is the thing. And I'm like, I'm like on the website that I got, the guy that I got the fish from his live stream. So I'm like, hey, has anybody had buyer beware? These fish do attack other fish if they are in smaller groups and stuff like that. And then this guy messages and he's like, I have the same Liberty Mollies and I have them in 3 males to 3 females and they are doing fine and they're breeding. So in my case, I did not know that these mollies were going to be more aggressive than these mollies, the yellow mollies, and I per se just got mollies that were real aggressive. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta message the company and tell them what's going on. So I messaged the company and I'm like, hi, I've had these mollies since July 15th. And I'm trying, July 15th or somewhere around July 15th. And I'm trying to breed them and they won't breed. The male is literally on top of the female. They're trying to breed. They're not successfully breeding. But the male is very obsessive over the female to where they'll constantly breed, and you guys do see it on my lives, and I try to point out to you, specifically at these mollies, at the mouse is on. So I'm telling them, oh yeah, these mollies are aggressive, and they've killed a catfish on me, they've killed a guppy on me, and they've killed a molly on me. Is there any way that I can get compensation for these fish, or have them sent to me for free, and stuff like that, because of the lack of information and basically the lack of information about these fish being more aggressive than regular mollies. So they read back, like, we don't normally do that, but due to your they did not expect these mollies to be this aggressive. So with that being said, they literally said, okay, because of this unforeseen circumstance and because we didn't expect these mollies to be this aggressive, we are going to refund you. And I'm like, I'm okay with a refund, but if we can work something out, either with a refund or another female molly, that'd be great. So they got back to me a couple hours ago, and they're like, okay, we did not expect these fish to be aggressive, and due to the unforeseen circumstances and what's the aggravation, I guess, of these mollies and what you've been going through, we are going to give you a refund for these fish. And so they basically give me a refund for these mollies, and I do plan to ask for 2 more females. I'll pay the price, so they usually send 1 male and 1 female, and I'm going to ask for 2 Liberty Molly females when I do get, when they do get more in stock. I'm going to ask for 2 more females, and then I'm going to possibly, not necessarily, but possibly get another, or one, I'm going to do 2 females and see if that works. Then I'll get another female if that doesn't work, and then I'll do 2 or 1 depending on how many fish I have in my tank at the time of purchase, and then I'll do probably 1 other male of this depending on if they breed or not at times. So if they do not breed, I'm going to possibly pay for another female with the refunded money. But it's so instead of like they send 2 females, so instead of so I'll have 3 females per this male, so I'll have 1 less. No, I'll have the same amount that the guy has in his tank, so they should breed successfully, and it should calm this male down a little bit with the aggression, and I'll possibly get another female for this guy, although he's less aggressive. He'll probably be less aggressive too because he'll be breeding with the other females as well in the aquarium, so I'm hoping this works. But if not, like I said, it's either these fish are going to breed or the fish that if they do get the females, I'm gonna see how my female is doing and see if she's pregnant at the time of purchase or if I want to wait a little bit more. But I think as soon as possible would probably be the best thing at this time, because they just are not breeding, and she's not becoming pregnant. I may or may not try to get one of the males to breed with her, but again, that's just on the female, and I don't have the amount of females to do that right now, so I don't have any females in order to get a strain from that. And hoping, because of the aggression level here, I do have some male guppies, so I'm hoping they kind of interbreed, but I'm also hoping that the Liberty Molly male breeds with the Liberty Molly, so I do have more of that. There's just a bunch of what ifs, and basically either I'm okay with them breeding with each other or crossbreeding, so I'm okay with them breeding with the female, so I'm okay with the male breeding with the female. I'm okay with the male breeding with, I'm okay with basically them crossbreeding as well as breeding with themselves. I'm going to try to keep male to female things. So I wonder, like, so right now they are split. So the large-tail mollies are breeding with large-tail mollies, and the Liberty mollies are breeding with the Liberty mollies. So they're breeding with each other. So they're not breeding with each other, but they're breeding separately. So right now they're breeding separately, but I wonder if the Liberty Molly does have more fish, and they do turn out to be female. I wonder if the male will go after the Liberty Molly females. But at this point, I don't care. I just need more female mollies at this point. So I'm just waiting to see what will happen and what will happen in the near future. As far as I know, the fish should breed because they are in such a small group. They should breed. There should be a higher chance of them breeding. It just matters if the female is going to reject the sperm from the male or not. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will keep you updated with what's going on with the Liberty Mollies in the near future.